watch a video.
Top 14 most emotional animal rescues in the world. From lions chained for decades to bears freed from torture farms, from koalas caught in raging wildfires to whales struggling against the ocean's nets. These are the moments when humans prove that compassion is still alive. Today, we're counting down the top 14 most emotional animal rescues of all time. And trust me, the last story will stay with you forever. 14. The frozen fox, Germany. On a frozen river in Germany, a fox had slipped and fallen through the ice. It struggled desperately, its fur covered in frost. Villagers used axes to break the ice and ropes to pull it out. Wrapped in blankets and warmed by fire, it survived. Days later, it ran free into the forest, a miracle pulled from ice. 13. Jasper, the bear saved from a bile farm, China. For 15 years, Jasper the moon bear lived in a metal cage, his body pierced for bile extraction, a cruel industry. When activists rescued him, he was skeletal and weak. At the sanctuary, they nursed him back. Slowly, Jasper began to climb, swim, and even play with toys. He trusted humans again, roaring not in agony, but in joy. His transformation showed the world that healing is possible, even after years of pain. 12. The family of lions rescued in Ukraine. In the middle of the war in Ukraine, rescuers found a private zoo abandoned. Inside were lions, a whole family, starving, thirsty, and surrounded by explosions. With bombs echoing in the distance, activists risked their lives to sedate and transport the animals across the border. When they reached safety, the cubs ran in open fields for the very first time. In a world of war, their rescue was a symbol of peace. 11. Mufasa, the chained lion in Peru. Mufasa had spent 20 years chained to the back of a truck in a traveling circus. His cage was barely bigger than his body. When rescuers cut those chains, his body was weak, but his eyes lit up. At the sanctuary, he lay under open skies, feeling sunlight and wind for the first time in decades. Though he passed away months later, he died free, no longer a prisoner of cruelty. 10. The penguin covered in oil, Brazil. On the Brazilian coast, a penguin was pulled from the sea completely drenched in black oil. Its tiny body struggled to breathe, wings weighed down by poison. Volunteers spent hours gently rubbing every feather with warm water and soap. Day after day, they returned, cleaning until its white belly and sleek black feathers shone again. When released, the penguin hesitated for a moment, then dived straight into the waves. The crowd watching burst into applause as the little bird disappeared into the ocean, free once more. 9. The stray dog who saved a baby, Philippines. In the Philippines, two young girls were crossing the street when a motorcycle raced towards them. Out of nowhere, a stray dog named Kabang jumped forward, taking the hit himself. The crash tore off part of his snout, leaving him horribly disfigured, but the children survived. News spread worldwide. Donations poured in from 45 countries for his medical treatment. Kabang became a national hero, living proof that a dog's heart is filled only with loyalty and love. 8. The dog pulled from earthquake rubble, Turkey. After a devastating earthquake in Turkey, rescuers searched through ruins for survivors. Suddenly, faint cries echoed, but they weren't human. Underneath slabs of concrete, a dog was trapped, barely alive after days without food or water. Rescuers worked tirelessly, digging by hand where machines could not reach. At last, they pulled the trembling animal out. Wrapped in a blanket, it wagged its tail weakly, licking the rescuer's hand. In that moment, it wasn't just a dog being saved, it was hope being pulled from the rubble. 7. The cat in the burning building, Russia. In Russia, neighbors spotted a terrified cat clinging to a balcony as flames consumed the building. Firefighters rushed in, climbing through smoke and heat. They reached the cat just as it lost its grip. Barely breathing, the cat was given oxygen through a small mask. Slowly, it blinked and meowed faintly. When reunited with its crying owner, The entire crowd of onlookers erupted in cheers. That single fragile life had survived a raging inferno. 6. The horse in the frozen lake, USA. A heavy snowstorm hit Minnesota, and a horse wandered onto a frozen lake. The ice cracked, plunging the massive animal into freezing waters. Firefighters rushed in, tying ropes around its body. With every pull, the ice shattered more. The horse screamed, fighting for its life. After hours, the rescuers finally dragged it onto solid ground. Exhausted and shaking, it stood, water dripping from its mane. One firefighter hugged the horse's neck, whispering, "You're safe now." That raw moment of relief brought tears to everyone's eyes. 5. The koalas of the wildfires, Australia. During the terrifying Australian wildfires, footage showed a woman named Tony ripping off her shirt and running into flames to rescue a koala. The animal's fur was scorched, paws burned, eyes filled with fear. She poured water over it, wrapped it gently, and rushed to a wildlife hospital. Though some koalas didn't make it, many did, saved by ordinary people risking their lives. These rescues reminded the world that even in hellish fire, compassion burns brighter. 4. The whale tangled in nets, California coast. Off the coast of California, fishermen spotted a humpback whale tangled in hundreds of feet of rope and fishing gear. It could barely move, struggling to rise for air. Divers approached carefully, using knives to cut piece by piece. For hours, they battled waves and exhaustion, knowing one wrong move could mean disaster. Finally, the last rope fell away. Instead of swimming off, the whale circled the divers, rising close and slapping the water as though saying thank you. Some even claimed it looked them in the eyes, gratitude from the deep. 3. The puppy in the drain pipe, India. A farmer in India heard faint cries coming from the ground. A puppy had fallen into a drain pipe, trapped between concrete and mud. Villagers gathered, breaking through the earth with shovels, sticks, even bare hands. Hours later, they pulled the mud-covered puppy out. As soon as it saw daylight, its mother ran forward, licking it furiously. The people watching clapped and cheered. A tiny cry had turned into a celebration of life. 2. The loyal dog on the highway, Thailand. For 4 long years, a stray dog sat on the side of a busy highway, waiting. Locals said it had been abandoned there, but it refused to leave. Rain, heat, storms, nothing moved it. Finally, rescuers took it in. When it was adopted into a loving home, the dog wagged its tail and curled up on a soft bed. Its loyalty touched millions online, reminding us of the bond that never dies, even when humans fail. 1. Simba, the circus lion in Romania. Simba spent his life locked in a rusty circus cage, beaten when he refused to perform. His muscles had wasted away, his eyes were lifeless. When activists freed him, they carried him to a green sanctuary. For the first time, Simba rolled on soft grass, stretched his body, and let out a deep roar. The sound echoed across the valley, not of pain, but of freedom. These rescues, penguins, puppies, lions, bears, and more, show us one thing. Cruelty can break bodies, but compassion can heal souls. Every act of rescue is a reminder that humanity is not lost. And sometimes, saving one animal won't change the world, but for that one animal, it changes everything.